Oh, we have breaking news. Let's get into the breaking news. All right. We have breaking news from TMZ. A lot of you were hitting me up about this story. So we've been following the story since it broke, where Alec Baldwin, quote, accidentally shot and killed this crew member on his movie set. So we've been waiting to hear what's going to happen with this, if he would face charges. Now it broke this morning that he is facing charges for this accident. So according to TMZ, they're saying this: Alec Baldwin will be prosecuted for the fatal shooting of cinematographer Halyna Hutchins on his Rust movie set. Prosecutors in Santa Fe County, New Mexico, made the announcement Thursday morning that Baldwin will be charged with involuntary manslaughter. The film's head armorer, Hannah Gutierrez Reed, was also charged with involuntary manslaughter. Both face a maximum of 5 years in prison if convicted. The assistant director, Dave Halls, has agreed to a plea deal for the charge of negligent use of a deadly weapon. He will get a suspended sentence and 6 months of probation. Interestingly, no charges will be filed in connection with the non-fatal shooting of director Joel Souza, who was hit in the shoulder by the same bullet that killed Halyna. Attorney Brian Panish, who represented the Hutchins family, tells TMZ, "We want to thank the Santa Fe sheriff and the district attorney for concluding their thorough investigation and determining that charges for involuntary manslaughter are warranted for the killing of Halyna Hutchins with conscious disregard for human life." Panish goes on and says, "Our independent investigation also supports charges are warranted. It is comfort to the family that in New Mexico, no one is above the law. We support the charges." It's interesting, Halyna's widow, Matthew Hutchins, settled with Baldwin and production and actually became an executive producer on the film. That's interesting, right? So in announcing the charges, a special prosecutor, Andrea Reeb, who was appointed by the DA, said, "The evidence clearly shows a pattern of criminal disregard for safety on the Rust film set. In New Mexico, there is no room for film sets that don't take our state's commitment to gun safety and public safety seriously." Reeb says, "If any one of these three people, Alec Baldwin, Hannah Gutierrez Reed, or David Halls, had done their job, Halyna Hutchins would be alive today. It's that simple." Alec has all along denied any wrongdoing, insisting all he did was follow instructions during a rehearsal where he was practicing how to position the pistol for a, quote, cross-drawn scene in a chapel, as director Joel Souza and Halyna figured out camera angles. He also repeatedly said that assistant director Dave Halls handed him the prop firearm and said it was a, quote, cold gun, meaning it was unloaded and safe, when he handed it to him. While the film's lead armorer, Hannah Gutierrez Reed, was not in the chapel, Alec has suggested she bears some responsibility, as it was her job to prepare and check the props. Alec was visibly torn up on set immediately after Halyna was shot. However, in subsequent interviews, he went on the defensive, saying it was a tragic accident for which he bore no responsibility. He also insisted he did not actually pull the trigger on that fatal day. The FBI disagreed with Alec's assertion. After testing the weapon, it issued a report which concluded the pistol would not fire without someone pulling the trigger. Damn. Halyna's death was eventually ruled to be accidental. The medical examiner found no intent to cause harm in an official report. Still, Halyna's family filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Alec and others involved in production, saying he directly caused her death and that he was negligent in his handling of the gun. No, not to mention safety protocols on set, which were one of the biggest things in question, was that the safety protocols were not being followed, allegedly. They continue, says that they ultimately settled the lawsuit in October and agreed to complete filming Rust. Alec also sued 4 crew members, Gutierrez Reed, Hall, Sarah Zachary, and Seth Kenney, claiming they failed to safeguard the film set. So Alec Baldwin's attorneys are speaking out, saying this. His attorney Luke Nikas released a statement saying this decision distorts Halyna Hutchins' tragic death and represents a terrible miscarriage of justice. Mr. Baldwin had no reason to believe that there was a live bullet in the gun or anywhere on the movie set. He relied on the professionals with whom he worked, who assured him the gun did not have live rounds. We will fight these charges and we will win. And I know a lot of you have been saying, why do they even have a real bullet? Look, I'm sure this has been talked about endlessly. I'm still trying to understand why they would. And unfortunately, a life was lost because of this and because of negligence. I haven't been following this story to no end. Shout out to our friends over at Emily D. Baker. She has been following the legal case for quite a few, since it all broke. So be sure to check out her channel for more details on the legal situation that is happening here. We are just covering the surface. This is breaking news that Alec is now facing charges along with someone else that's a part of this and could face 5 years in prison. And we have to keep in mind, yes, he's an actor on this situation. And yes, there are other people responsible to making sure that protocols are followed. But he's also a producer of this movie. So he does bear a level of responsibility of the movie and what's supposed to happen. However, yes, you put people in these positions to be responsible and you don't want to micromanage them. But that doesn't mean anything when it comes to a legal case. You could still face responsibility in regards to something like this happening. If people are being negligent in regards to the safety protocols, you still could, in the eyes of the law, face responsibility for this. Guys, as always, I want to know your reaction. Replay crew, those that are in the live chat to this story. It was breaking news. I wanted to talk a little bit about it because we did cover when the story did break. We haven't covered all the legal cases that have come out since then. But we just gave you a quick update in regards to what has been happening since this story broke. Oh my gosh, how long has it been at this point? We're going to continue to follow the story because now it is a criminal case and he could be facing years in prison. I can't even, you know how many kids Alec Baldwin has with that one woman? How many kids is it at this point? So, I mean, he has the money and the means to get out of the situation. He might not do prison time. He might end up getting a slap on the wrist. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But we're going to follow this. You never know. You never know. New Mexico's not playing. I don't think people thought that he would even get charged. We're going to continue to follow this, guys. Anyways, we're going to move on. We're going to move on. But I did see that breaking story and I wanted to talk about it.